going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Welcome back for another video. This is my fourth video of the day. I told y'all on Twitter, look, we finally have a time when NBA is coming back. It's time to rev things back up, and I'm going to be flooding y'all with content every single day. Coming back on here, talking to y'all. Might be having some live shows and stuff like that for stuff that, you know, would be important for a live show. But anyways, can't wait to get back in the swing of things when it comes to the videos and stuff like that. So I am back. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's go ahead and get straight into this NASCAR race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, my home city. It's time to get this money, man. All right, now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about qualifying positions. I'm going to start at the top. Chase Elliott is going to lead off on the pole. And then you got Almirola, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Clint Bowyer, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Kevin Harvick, and Denny Hamlin. That is the top 10. I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing. You can find it. Matter of fact, it says it right there in green on the screen next to the driver. All right? Now, let's go ahead and get straight into talking about guys that we are interested on the slate. All right, first thing that I want to dive into are guys who have had amazing success at this racetrack. All right, and the first guy I want to start off with is Kurt Busch at 9.4. That's a good price for him. He's had a solid year all year, pretty damn consistent. Now, he's raced at Atlanta Motor Speedway 6 times, okay? He has gotten top 5 3 of those 6 times. He has finished at an average position of 6th at this racetrack. That is really, really, really good, okay? When it comes to super speedway tracks in general, Kurt Busch averages 14th position or better, okay? He's got 4 wins under his belt. Now, he hasn't had a win at Atlanta Motor Speedway yet, but the 3 top 5s, okay, out of the 6 total races, he's come in the top 10, 5 of those. That's crazy numbers. I love Kurt Busch. I think is a solid option this week at 9.4. Next up, we got Kevin Harvick. Obviously, Kevin Harvick is playable every single weekend. Okay, the dude is my favorite driver, and I am proud to say I was a Kevin Harvick fan before he became the Kevin Harvick that he is. Like when he first came on the scene, my dad is a huge NASCAR fan, and he's who got me into it. And Kevin Harvick was just my dude. Like I always repped for Kevin Harvick. And he's just he's just by far and away pretty much the best driver as of these times. Harvick's a beast. He averages 7th place. So Kurt Busch has an average of 6th. Kevin Harvick has an average of 7th. Now, he has raced here 1 time more than Kurt Busch, okay? So he's raced here 7 times. 6 of those times, he's come in the top 10. He has an average finish of 7th. But he, unlike Kurt Busch, has a win. Okay, he has won at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now, here's the thing about Kevin Harvick, though. If you look at it at a broader scale, outside of just Atlanta Motor Speedway, super speedway tracks in general, okay, these type of tracks in general, he has an average finish position of 10th or better on average. That's ridiculous. He has 31 wins at speedways like that. Put that in perspective, okay? Kurt Busch has, what did I say Kurt Busch had? How many wins does he have at super speedway? 4 wins. Kurt Busch has 4 wins at super speedway tracks, okay? Kevin Harvick, 31. Okay, so as always, Kevin Harvick's going to be in play. So Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, both those guys I love. Another guy in the 9K range that's had a ton of success at Atlanta Motor Speedway is Martin Truex Jr. He's a guy that I'm interested in as well. Martin Truex he qualified 11th. Well, not qualified. They're just pretty much giving these guys qualifying positions. They can't actually do qualifying. But Martin Truex will be starting out in 11th position. He's raced at Atlanta Motor Speedway 7 times. He averages 8th or better at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He has 6 top 10s out of 7 races. Once again, that's just great numbers. Okay, Martin Truex also has had a ton of wins here. He has 18 wins at super speedway tracks in general. So he's very good at these type of tracks. He's got an average of 12th or more when it comes to super speedway tracks in general. Martin Truex Jr. is another guy that I have interested in. Let's talk about some more value. Let's get even more value for this slate. Eric Jones. Okay, Eric Jones has a qualifying position of 14th. All right, so that's going to give him some pass differential when he's working his way up. Okay. Now, the thing that I like most about him is that he's just only 6'6". He's a driver that's had a very consistent, solid season this year. Okay? He's raced here 3 times, so it's not a huge sample size. But out of the 3 times, one of those times he got a top 10 finish. And the other 2 times were right outside top 10. So he has an average of 10th place at this track. He has, at super speedway tracks in general, these type of tracks, he has 3 wins in an average position of 15th or better. At 6'6", he just seems like really solid value. And he is definitely a guy that I'm interested in getting some exposure to. Let's go to another guy who's cheap. 8'1", Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth came back in the last couple races. He has been very solid. Okay, he's been pretty solid. He's had the good pass differential. He's not like blowing the world away. It's only 26 and 31 Draftkings points the last few races. But here's the thing. He's qualified 19th, so he's got a way to move up. Now, the thing that I love the most here is that he has raced at Atlanta Motor Speedway 5 times. 3 of those top 5. Let that sink in. Out of the 5 times he has raced at Atlanta Motor Speedway, he's had 3 top 5s. Now, I get it. It's a new team. Matt Kenseth is older now, okay? You know what I mean? Maybe his hand cramps up while he's driving. He's old. You know what I mean? He's getting older, okay? So, like, maybe his hand cramps up and he runs into the wall. Who knows, okay? But I'm just saying, all right? Out of the 5 races, for him to finish top 5 3 times and have an average finish out of all of his times there of 8th or better, Matt Kenseth is looking like a great bet. And especially qualifying at 19th, if he can work his way up to 5 or better, he's going to have an amazing outcome, okay? Now, when you look in the broader perspective like we've done on these other racers, super speedway tracks in general, he's had 13 wins here and an average place of 13th or better at super speedway tracks in general, okay, this type of track. So Matt Kenseth at 8'1" is another guy that I have some interest in for sure. We have Eric Almirola. He is starting at 2nd spot. That's not great for the pass differential because I expect him to finish like outside the top 10, at least like right outside. But he's been okay. He's got 2 top 10s at this track. So he's been all right. He's 6'8", so if you want to take a punt on that. Back up to the higher price guys that you could play. When it comes to between Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch, I lean Kevin Harvick, to be honest with you. I mean, for only 500 more, I'm going to go Kevin Harvick. But Kyle Busch has had an amazing history at this track. At Atlanta Motor Speedway, he's starting 4th, so he's starting at the top of the pack. He's got a 1 in 6.5 shot to win this when it comes to Vegas odds. Okay? So Kyle Busch, 500 less than Kevin Harvick. If you want to get off, I would expect Harvick to be higher owned. If you want to get off the more popular Kevin Harvick for Kyle Busch, I completely understand. He's raced at Atlanta Motor Speedway 6 times. Okay? 4 of those times have been top 10s. 2 of those times have been top 5s, and he has a win at this track. He averages 8th or better at this track. Okay? Now, what's awesome as well is when you look at super speedway in general, these type of tracks in general for Kyle Busch. He's had 24 wins with an average place of 11th or better at these tracks. So he definitely knows them well. He definitely does great. I think he's a solid option. I prefer Kevin Harvick to him, obviously, but in GPP, to get off of the masses, I think Kyle Busch would definitely be the lower-owned version of those. Another guy, if you want to, for GPP as well, Joey Logano. Joey Logano is also a guy who's had great success here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's had 4 top 10s out of his 7 races here. He averages 9th or better. He's got 19 wins at super speedway tracks. He averages 11th or better. Like, he's just a solid performer, and he's 1,000 less than Kevin Harvick. 1,200 less. He's 10.5. And he qualified 3rd, so he'll be up there in the front of the pack. All right, so Joey Logano is also a solid option if you want to save some money. Who else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about a few other people. Let's talk about Jimmy Johnson. Now, we know Jimmy Johnson had his time in NASCAR where he was pretty much winning every damn race almost. I haven't even clicked on none of this. So, my core. Let me go ahead and put my core in. Kevin Harvick's one of my core guys. I really like Eric Jones as a value at 6'6". And then I'll go ahead and add to that, and go ahead and say that last spot is tough, but I will go ahead and say Martin Truex. Okay. Those are the core guys that I love. Harvick, Eric Jones, and Martin Truex are the guys that I'm really interested in. But let's go ahead and get into the rest of the guys that I want. I need to have something on that screen. All right. Anyways, so the rest of the guys that I'm interested in here is going to be, oh, you know what? Sorry. Let me take Truex out. I want to give y'all a little bit more value than that. Let's go Kurt Busch at 9.4. I mean, it's not amazing value. It's only 200 less, but let's go Kurt Busch instead. Give you a couple hundred. You might need that couple hundred, okay? And that's it. Okay, now, the next guy that I wanted to talk about, Jimmie Johnson. Okay, so I started talking about him. The last couple races, he has been great. Okay, he's looking like the Jimmie Johnson of old. I mean, he hasn't really lost it anyways, but he's been looking really, really good. The last few races, he's finished almost top 10 in both. He finished 11th on May 27th at Charlotte, and then he finished 3rd last week at Bristol. He's just been really, really solid. And when you look at his history at Atlanta Motor Speedway, it's looking pretty good. He's got 2 wins out of 7 tries here. He's got 7 races here. He's got 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s, an average position of 14th or better. At super speedway tracks in general, he averages 15th or better here. He's got 22 wins. So Jimmie Johnson's another guy, but at 10-2, I just, he's a solid option, but at 10-2, I'd rather save some money and go Truex, to be honest, or Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott and Truex both have solid histories here. Chase Elliott's coming off a 22nd, but he did just get a win at Charlotte, so he's been racing really well. So yeah, I'm leaning, instead of Jimmie Johnson, I would go Martin Truex, Chase, or even Chase Elliott or Brad Keselowski, even one of those. But anyways, that's about it. I've touched on the guys that I'm mainly interested in. The main guys that I'm focusing on is Kevin Harvick. Eric Jones is my favorite value, and then Kurt Busch, Martin Truex. You've got the other value of Matt Kenseth. Those guys. When it comes to value in general, Eric Almirola is fine value at 6'8" as well. So that's about it, man. Good luck, everybody. I hope you kill it. Greenlightdfs.com. You know we're going to be providing and smashing as always. Let's get it. Thank you guys for joining me as always, and I'm out. Peace.